the discussion, following our culture, we're gonna open up for discussion. Touch one, touch all. Both, let's give it a round of applause for Fofi as she hit her way down. Uhuru.
Uhuru, comrade. A lot of those doctors you've seen on here, I knew them. I either went to them or I had heard about them and worked with them. So, first time I went to Homer G, I was visiting St. Louis before we moved here. 10 years old. I got my arm caught in my aunt's ringer.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I got my arm caught in my aunt's ringer, where she washed the clothes and put them through the ringer, and I somehow my hand got in there. Yeah.
My sister did it all the time.
But by me being short, my arm was rubbed aside and it pulled the skin off. So I had about a 3.5 inch open area. My aunt and my uncle took me to Homer G. There were so many people. They knew if we go here, we're gonna be here 24 hours. But in 2 days, the next day, we was coming back to Southeast Missouri. So they said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be all right." And I came back home, but I had a big sore where it had encapsulated and not, it was a lot of, so the doctor just took it off and put ointment on it. But I remember it was like a sea of people waiting to get in to Homer G. Phillips. I said, "Oh no, I can't go there." Can't go there. But that was the first time the enormity of that building and the hospital, and everybody was Black. It the first time it hit me. And when we moved here, and when I got ready to go into nursing, they had destroyed the nursing department and it was trying to close the hospital. So that was why I was not a more extravagant nurse than I am, because they had taken the hospital. But as an LPN, the nurse that was teaching the LPN courses was a graduate from Homer G. Phillips, and she knew her stuff, and that's why I'm bad as I am. I just had to get that out. Okay, this poem, Relentless. Hard times seem to come at an unopportune time. I was told everything has a reason, season, or lesson to be learned. The lesson I've learned is that things in life are relevant. Relevance is the situation and the lesson a person, a community, or a species of people need to learn. Sometimes we don't look at it that way. Somehow we are forced into believing that bad luck or I just got caught up. But when we look back at it, we see the lesson we learn that sometimes happen because they happen. Relevance has a sneaky way to make the lesson clear, but that does not make it easy. Problem is, if the situation does not prove to have taught the lesson, it will return, but worse. Relevance has no guard on pain or suffering, love, hate, or loss. It just knows if the lesson is not learned the first time, it will return again and again until it is learned. You see, hard head creates the need for relevance to visit again. Life is relevant. Pain is relevant. Laughter is relevant. Joy is relevant. And to move us along, it takes the journey of life and give us where we need to be. To go through hard times and come out on the other side gives us memory and respect for decisions made or not that got us through. Sometimes the journey is good. Sometimes the journey is not what we expected, but it is all relevant to who we are and what we do. We've gone through challenges at every level. We have something to look back at and something to look forward to. We know it is relevant to look forward to revolution because we've come through it to this point, looking back for whence we have come to where we will go. The relevance of the the relevance of tornadoes, of floods, of the earthquake, and the unequal equilibrium of African life becoming unfold with the theft of our ancestors and oppression for opposition for Mother Nature is taking us to where we need to be with the lessons taught to us over time will make us humble to Mother Earth and all our riches. Notice I say all our riches. Our time has come to take our rightful place in the future of our legacy. Revolution in our lifetime is destined. It's all relevant for African liberation. The time is now. Relevance to Africa revolution for the world is relevance to all of us. Uhuru, fist up, fist up, Uhuru, and that's relevant.
What you said. Okay. And before we open up for discussion, I just want to reiterate the overview of this word erasure. Because we know that St. Louis is no stranger to this. The once thriving area known as Wellston, Kinlock, Mills Creek Valley, and more uh, show how the colonial state has attempted to erase African people from the scenes and or attempted to hijack our culture. And this is evident with the erase or the tainting of the legacy of Homer G. Phillips. So like I said, before the start of the film, I was speaking about the uproar that the community had when Paul McKee named this new facility that they put on in our neighborhoods, Homer G. Phillips. Now, if we know who Paul McKee is, you know what I'm talking about, then we understand the uproar. Because now we know the legacy of who Homer G. Phillips is. Um, and not only we had the issue with the ER, the emergency care being named out here after him, it was just insult to injury when we speak about the land that building is on. Because in the overview, we spoke about the erosion or the deletion of our communities, and Piragos was one of them. We know that Piragos was one of the first high rises that was built in our community, JVL. We know about the open air studies that we spoke about a few months back, and we're gonna build a campaign surrounding the open air studies. But all that happened in that area, all that happened on that ground where the ER sits at. You know, uh, for folks that don't know, we won as far as them taking their name, stripping their name off the building. But nevertheless, they just okay the opening of they changed uh uh owners or pushers, whoever the organizers is of this ER, they claim they changed those folks, but in essence, Paul McKee name is still on it. So really, only thing you did was change the name on it. Lies, lies. But then you have some folks in the community that think that well, we won, they ain't naming that build it after him no more, so the fight is over. And I say the fight is not over. Restitution need to be paid. Reparations need to be given out. If you really want to conclude this conversation, what am I talking about? I'm glad you asked. Because we know that in the news, we have folks in North County that's getting Caucasians. Let's just put it out there. That's getting money that Josh Hawley has founded for them with the underground nuclear fire that's going on. All this underground nuclear waste, it was caused by the Monsanto's corporation doing the Manhattan Project, and it was buried in the county. But over the course of the years, these white folks been getting issues and cancers and dying, etc. But during the same time in the county, folks was getting poisoned and doing this open air study in Piriagos. Now this year, like I said, this Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, he found the money, and he's created this conversation within the Senate to give the folks in the county money. But we still forget to speak about the folks in Piragos or in the JVL. So this opening up the clinic on the very tainted land is hypocrisy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. They say that this hospital is for the people, this emergency care is for the people over there, but we know that's a lie. It's for the people who fit work the NGA or who fit move the people out for the NGA. But nevertheless, if it is for us, we don't want it. We want reparations. We want to be restored. We want our money for y'all poisoning us. How the hell y'all gonna poison us? Erase the evidence by knocking down Piragos and then build up a hospital on that very tainted land and say, here, this is for y'all. And we supposed to be happy about it? We supposed to be happy because y'all put the name down? Nah. We want reparations. We want restitution. We want to be restored. But with that being said, let's open up for conversation. Let's open up for conversation. Uhuru, Rage coming on down to the mic.
Uhuru. So I was just thinking about how when you go to the hospital and you get care, oftentimes if the person providing care doesn't look like you don't receive very good care. And I have had 3 children, and every time I've had a child, I've almost died. And the person who was presiding over my C-section was always a white OBGYN or a student. And I'm thinking about how they were saying, like, it was segregated, but because it was in our community, it was our doctors, it was people that we knew, people we saw, we got the care that we need. And it's critical for us to have these spaces where we can get the health care that we deserve and we need. And when you see these doctors, they don't give a care about you. It's just a matter of routine, performing whatever surgery or whatever procedure that is happening. And oftentimes things get added in that aren't needed, and all because of the ties to insurance and pharmaceuticals. And it's all a whole big system of money, and you're just a producer of that of profit for them. When you're going to get healed, you're not getting healed. You're just being you're just a part of that whole process. And I think, like, we have to fight to make sure that we have these spaces for ourselves and for our people. And like the Black maternal death rate in this country is crazy. Like, on nearly 7 times, Black women are dying nearly 7 times higher rates than white women while giving birth. And I've almost been a part of that statistic 3 times. And I just feel like yeah, it's critical that we have these spaces where we have the things that we need provided by us for us so that we can be taken care of the right way.
Uhuru, I unite. Uhuru. And our beautiful, beautiful hospital that we had in our neighborhood was closed down in 79. I believe it was 78 or 79, you know, and I believe because a few reasons. Number one, because of the rivalry, the greatness that was coming out of that hospital, the city hospital couldn't compete against that, and the this financing, what you call it, this the restricting of the finances or pulling out of the finances from that particular neighborhood. But and it's crazy that if you look at the Ville now, you know, it's it's down there like a ghost town. When you look at the buildings, derelict buildings, the businesses, you know, the people, you know, that was before the tornado, but now look at it after the tornado. But you know, one thing you do see, you see big business, you see big development, should I say, coming in there trying to steal up our neighborhood. So now we have to keep the awareness up for us, his legacy, that hospital, our area, you know, because if they have their way in a few more years, that area gonna be gentrified and that hospital gonna be named something else just to welcome the people in. You know what I mean? So we gotta keep this open. But anyone else?
Oh, uh, that is one of the Black hospitals. That's the biggest. But in recent times since then, there has been two other Black-owned and run doctor hospitals in the city. And one was down the street, Hope, is on, used to be the Black hospital, it's on the Hope.
Oh, not Prince Hall, not Prince Hall, but yeah, Prince Hall, Prince Hall. Yeah, yeah.
Not Prince Hall, but it was a Black
Hospital,
hospital.
right.
And it was right here in North St. Louis.
Right.
It, after a while, it was abandoned
Yeah.
and used for something else.
Right.
And the one, DePaul Hospital on Kings Highway
I tried.
that has been closed, that was a
Yeah.
Black hospital. That's where I had my son.
Yeah.
And he's 52 right now, but that's what, it has been destroyed
Mm-hmm.
and recently closed down because it was a nursing home
Yeah.
that was run down and it was totally closed.
That's crazy.
So anytime we come together and build something, it's taken.
Yeah.
It's taken. And you were talking about during the time that the Homer G was being the supplies was taken from it. And I was just thinking that was during the time women were becoming more on welfare. If the Black community was going to the Black hospital, that's where the welfare money went. And the white hospitals were not getting people in.
Yeah.
So they had to
Do something. Yeah.
get rid of the Black hospital to get the money and the people to their hospital so they would get the money.
That's crazy.
So everything is about the money.
Yeah.
Except when we build it, it's for the people.
Like Chairman said, down there, everything is political. It's a question.
Everything is political.
Yes, and that's crazy.
Like I said, the best nurses and the best doctors were trained at that hospital, not only in St. Louis, but from around the world. We had African doctors coming here, being trained, being the best doctors they were. So anytime we do something, we always do the best.
Yeah.
But we always are pushed aside and made a hazard because, hey, look at who runs the place. All right. Uhuru.
I want to say two things back what you said, and I'll turn it over to Chairman. Yeah, I'm glad you made that point. For us, the black hospitals, when it's down there reached its greatness or reached its peak, they stop financing it, or they down there shut down. I already spoke about Homer G. Phillips, but yeah, if you go down there to now, I forget the name of it, but the hospital off Newstead, right down the street. Po- Yeah, Newstead and the Pope. West Florissant and Newstead, or West Florissant and the Pope. Depends on where you're from. We say Pope and Newstead interchangeable. But right down the street, if you go from here and you make a left on Newstead or Pope, to your right, you will see this vacant, dilapidated building with all glass removed. That was a black hospital. And before it reached its greatness, they shut it down. But then it became a father support center for black community. Yeah, it was a clinic. It was an all-in-one thing. It was a clinic for the black community, but it was a father support center. Anytime you talk about giving black fathers any type of support, you think there's going to be going on for a long? No, they shut that down. Now it's just dilapidated. Then you go to this DePaul. Now DePaul is you think about DePaul, you think about this Caucasian hospital that's got all this multimedia amenities, etc. But it started in our neighborhood right here off King Sideway, and you look at it now, it's all ran down because of the person who bought it after it was shut down, put a nursing home up there, and ran them folks down to the ground. Uhuru. Chairman, let's bring Chairman up to the stage. Uhuru.
Uhuru, I'm going to struggle for brevity. I think that it's really important for us to remember that we are colonized.
Right.
And nothing is done for us.
Right.
Nothing, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. And that we look at the time frame when they're closing hospitals, you're looking at Team 4.
Yes.
And this was not an accident. It wasn't because they just saw that the welfare money was leaving or something like that. Team 4, 1971-72, a plan that was part of this major corporation that does this kind of stuff, created this Team 4 plan. And it was a part of the city's economic development plan. There was white economic development at the expense of the African. It's written. Yeah. You can locate it. You can find it. That it was designed that fashion to destroy everything that we have here in terms of any kind of life, any kind of economic life, et cetera. So I think it's really important for us to look at the intentionality of the entire thing. It was not just okay, they had this thing, and so they wanted to make this money. Yeah, they probably wanted to make all this money at different times, but the basic thing is that it was designed to crush this community, life in this community, et cetera. And also, something that I think perhaps a common rage reference, that the fact is that when you look at this whole struggle around Homer G. Phillips and what it should be and who it should serve, you saw the class struggle at work there too, in our own communities, where it's a form of opportunism, where people would prefer to be with the white people. That's what they're saying, be with the white people than to go ahead and build our own capacity as a colonized subject population. Because obviously it didn't solve, none of this has solved the problem. The trajectory of terror and theft of resources from the African community has simply been enhanced since that time. And right now, this whole question of Homer G. Phillips, one of the things that makes it such a critical question, one of the things is because it's something that's in the memory of African people now. What an incredible institution this was. Yeah. It's still fresh in the memory of African people. And so how do you deal with that? You can't erase that. Right. You have Africans who are running around still today who were concerned because this guy, Paul McKees, you, by the way, are the first person I ever heard mention Paul McKees. This thief who works hand in glove with the government in terms of taking properties in our community, hundreds of them, hundreds of properties. This guy, this white guy, Paul McKees, even as the Team 4 plan is pushing us out of St. Louis, creating such disaster in our communities. Paul McKees is getting all these resources from the government. And so it's not just not only a Paul McKees issue, it's a plan that has been initiated to rob African people of any capacity for self-determination, for any agency of our own, et cetera. So it makes it necessary, whether they're looking for the welfare money or not, it makes it necessary by what they're doing for us to always have to go to white people, white institutions to try to secure our lives. However, that thing is being manifest, whether welfare is involved in it or not, the point is that they want to make sure that we have no capacity for agency of our own. This is why, even when we working right here, putting, restaurant, a cafe here, they would attack us. So now we can't do that. They will even try to send us to prison for 15 years for just trying to develop and improve our own communities, because that's not something the way it's supposed to go, because that goes against colonialism. And so colonialism requires their control of everything. So even the laws, this law, people say, well, that's illegal. Well, the point is that whether it is or not, it is something, the law is something that reflects their interests and not ours. And it's, so I think it's important to say that and to really look at this question of the class question. Well, you got these Negroes who are upset because the policy seems to have been to create a hospital just for Black people. Isn't that what we were hearing?
Yes.
And said even Homer G. Phillips didn't want to do it for just for Black people. He wanted it to be integrated, wanted us to be integrated into the system itself of our oppression exploitation. This is not something, by the way, Homer G. Phillips and this effort in St. Louis is remarkable. It's extraordinary. Because even among the sectors of the African petty bourgeoisie, it doesn't mean that they're all reactionary. It means that they are also often opposed to colonial domination, colonialism, the African petty bourgeoisie. Even African doctors, as it was mentioned, need to have African people making some kind of money to be able to pay African doctors, to be able to have even the businesses that existed in our own community need this relationship with the people who live in this community. But that's the thing that would keep the economy rolling. So it's progressive when you saw them. Now what you see in many places, and perhaps most places in the country, are these independent African institutions. Even the businesses have been shut down. And during the period we're talking about, we saw militant Black petty bourgeois forces because, again, they had to rely for their own living on the African population. But now what we find is most of the African petty bourgeoisie works for the government. They're teachers, they are in some capacity employed by the government. So they're servile, butt-kissing kind of forces who cannot represent the people in our own communities. And this is part of the class contradiction we're looking at, how it's structured, the structured relationship that we're looking at, and how it's structured. So you can have a man in the house that's structured to destroy your families, even when they're talking about they're helping us. It's structured that way. You're talking about Comrade Ray's talking about the problem that she's had with just giving birth in these institutions, but it's more than that, because they police you. If you have to act the way they want you to act in order to be able to keep your children, they police you. There's elements of surveillance in our communities to make sure that you can raise your children. How many years did African women raise white children? When in the hell have we become incapable of raising our own children? We raised white children for years and years and years, and now we become incompetent. And they have these child care police that they put on the social worker police and things like that. In St. Petersburg, Florida, there was a man, his name was Elder Jordan. He was not an educated man like Homer G. Phillips. In fact, he was closer to the working class. He came to St. Petersburg as a peddler. He was literally peddling stuff, making his living peddling. And what happened was he would use some of that money, he'd buy property. He bought a whole bunch of property over a period of time. And through that, he became rather resourceful. The first housing project, federal housing project in this country, was called Jordan Park. And this Jordan Park housing thing was something, it took the name of who? Elder Jordan. Because Elder Jordan gave them the property for housing for Black people. And then the hospital, Mercy Hospital, is on land, Black Hospital was on land that was given to them by Elder Jordan because he wanted to be able to have African people to have health care, public parks and stuff like that, Elder Jordan. And when the Depression hit this country and the city had no money, literally for its budget, Elder Jordan loaned the city money to be able to carry on operations. And today, the elementary school that was named for Elder Jordan has closed down. The housing project is something that's nearly private property. And most of the things that he did disappeared. But the point is that we had resources and resourceful men and women who fought for us throughout the place, this whole era. But now we have a revolutionary party who understands that we shall never achieve justice or anything that we call it. We said justice when you want it now. Justice, the colonizer cannot bring you justice. If he brought you justice, he would have to put himself in jail. He would have to do all kinds of things to repair the damage that he has done. If we have justice, it's because we have power in our own hands. And so I just wanted to say that. And when I talk about opportunism, I'm not talking about somebody who necessarily thought they were doing something bad. I mean, I'm really proud of Homer G. Phillips and all those people who made that hospital. What an extraordinary thing that they have done. The thing that makes it opportunism is that they would settle for that as opposed to the long-term aims of independence, of being in control of our own affairs. They would settle for that. They would demand to be with the white people as opposed to taking care of ourselves the way we need to. So, yeah, I just wanted to make those points. And because the class division, it is here in our communities. And to fight to unify our people for not just unity in general terms, all of us are Black. So generally, we're supposed to be united. It don't work that way in the real world, you know. So I just think it's really important for us to understand that. And I really wanted also to appreciate this film. It was really revealing a lot of that history, a lot of the genius of our community, a lot of how it expressed itself, and the assassination of Homer G. Phillips. I mean, we can't leave that out either. Like they killed Malcolm, they killed King, they killed and put people in prison who tried to do the right things for African people. There was a woman, wasn't Callie House? Was she jailed in Missouri? Anybody remember?
I remember.
Callie House. She was a sister who was born in slavery, and in the 1890s, she initiated this movement, the first mass movement for reparations in this country ever created. Callie House. Bad. Listen, there were hundreds of thousands. This is not an exaggeration. She had brought hundreds of thousands of Africans into this organization. She had actually come up, I think, with something like 100 million or however many dollars that the city, that the government should pay Africans. And what they did with her is that they arrested her. They put her on trial. They put her in prison. Callie House. And again, I think in 1915, 1916, it may have been when when they arrested her and what have you. But we're talking about something on the same time frame. Callie House was a bad sister. And I just want us to recognize that it's important for us to know these people and the kinds of struggles that we've been involved in, because so many of us have been convinced of our inability to serve our own interests. And I appreciate Callie House because her work primarily was with Africans in the South who were just coming out of this whole formal enslavement. And like I said, you should Google her, CALLIEHOUSE, Callie House. There were literally hundreds of thousands of members of this organization that she created. And so, we've been able to do these things, but we don't recognize. I didn't know that until today, that Homer G. Phillips had been assassinated. I didn't know how he died, et cetera. Yeah, so I just think this is really important for our education and for our understanding, and I think it relieves us perhaps of some of the assumptions that we have about our problems being able to be resolved within the system itself. That we have to accept the responsibility for our lives and for the lives of our children and for the future. And we have to be able to do that. And somebody has said, I watched a video recently by this man whose name is Naeem Akbar. Anybody ever heard of him? Yeah, his son was one of the lawyers for the Uhuru 3, Mutaki Akbar. He was formerly Justice lawyer, even though they worked as a team. And Naeem Akbar, I'm watching him because this guy, he is somebody real popular in nationalist circles, etc. But he ain't never been like about making a revolution, anything like that. I'm watching him now, and he's asking people, how can you expect the system and people who have done what they have done to you for the last 400-500 years to educate your children? How can you expect that? And so it's our responsibility to take charge of our lives, our affairs. I just wanted to make those comments and to express appreciation to InPDUM for showing this remarkable, informative film on tonight, Uhuru.
Touch one. Uhuru. That was real well said, and I appreciate it, Chairman. I appreciate it.
By the way,
Yes, sir.
You talk about closing the school, the Homer G. Phillips, the hospital, the training school, and things like that. What they do, they're closing our schools all over. There are other schools here, Sumner, all over Chicago. I think something like more than 50 schools closed. Part of that is so that we cannot run our own affairs. Yeah. And I just want to remind everybody here that when Lumumba won the election in Congo, there were maybe 13 university trained Africans from Congo in the world, not in the Congo, in the world. And then when Algeria became independent, 92% of the population was illiterate. And these are people who are supposed to run governments, supposed to control militaries, deal with the economies and things like that. And then what happens in most instances is that they have to end up relying on the colonizer. Once they're supposed to be free, they end up having to rely on the colonizer. And of course, the other thing that happens is in the school system, as you know, the brightest of our children get kicked out of school all the time. The ones who are brightest, who are more inquisitive, who want more than what they're offering, the ones who get kicked. We have these high rates of expulsion of African children in the schools, so that what's left is these timid people who have acceded to all of the demands that the system makes, and then they become good neo-colonial puppet forces that's in our community. They're the only Negroes with education left in our communities. Some of the fights that we're having today in the party with other African organizations, organizations who've had problems with us because we've been essentially a working class organization. I am probably one of the least educated members of the leadership of our party. I am, in fact, it used to be so that the African petty bourgeois leaders of the so-called Black Revolution used to refer to me as a rough diamond. In other words, I wasn't like them, you understand? And I wasn't smooth like them, you know? But the fact is that you have these Negroes who won't offer their skills to us. They will complain because they see somebody from the solidarity movement in the movement, but hell, you know how to do what it is that we need. Why won't you come and join? But they won't join. They condemn us because they're the petty bourgeoisie wearing radical clothing, have learned how to quote Lenin and all these other people, but they won't bring their asses to the communities that needs it the most. They won't put a Homer G. Phillips in our community, right? They won't do that. They stand and yell from afar. But we are a working class organization, and we're struggling to transfer these skills and develop the African working class because that's who we are, the revolutionary representative of the African working class, to try to bring these skills and knowledge and information and have to fight every day because our oppressors every day do everything they can to disunite us, to take us off the point, etc., and to keep us from the long view. And the long view is recognizing that we don't chase the white people to integrate with them. We build a damn hospital. We got this magnificent institution. How many? 27 people did they say who were on this getting ready to go to Kansas and got off the train and then and helped to build the staff for Homer G. Phillips Hospital. Yeah. That's what we need. We're looking for those 27 people, you know, over and over and over again. Uhuru.
All that fire you said, I'm scared to step up. Are you done yet? Uhuru.
I salute my chairman, Uhuru. Without further ado, we want to bring up Gregory Reed to our economic development section of the agenda. So come and tell us more about this fundraiser. Uhuru.
Fight that. Fight that.
Sure.
All right.
Madam Chair. Baragani, brothers, sisters, comrades.
Yes.
Man.
I know, right?
Yes. And you know, and I just have to say that the interesting thing about history is that it presents before us in so many different ways the examples of what the colonizer will do and
Yes.
has done for years.
Yes.
When we look at our brothers and sisters in the Native American community,
Yes.
what was a reservation?
Yes.
When we look at the barrios,
Yes.
all the same things that are happening there, even in the Appalachia,
Yeah.
quiet as it's kept because the company towns there, they wanted a workforce. They didn't want folks to be able to be educated. I was just reading the thing. I'm sorry, Chairman. I won't get to the economics here in a moment, but you just pumped me up there when something else I'd seen today was in regards to the United Fruit
Yeah.
that started off in what was that, Argentina? They got the market on the banana market. And what they did to the individuals there is that they forced folks to work at slave labor. They paid them in company script so that they could never get out of debt. And when the folks looked around and said, well, hey, we want to be like you in America and we want to have unions, they kill them.
Yeah.
So there's a continued pattern of what we see happening to our folks and our struggles against colonialism.
Yes.
It's the same all over the world. And we just need to be more attentive and continue like Uhuru does and educate and expose. Now, we certainly know that one of the things that we have to do is to raise funds for it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing now. We're involved in and in fact, I was thinking, Chairman, we need to at some point get down to the nitty gritty and talk about how these corporations and 401ks and stuff actually work and how they benefit, and ask the question, is there an opportunity for the working class to take advantage of any of those tools for themselves? But until we can come up with that struggle, we're in the midst now of having a fundraiser. We're doing an online fundraiser with Double Good popcorn, delicious popcorn, by the way. We did a sample run a few weeks ago, and we were able to raise us a couple of $100 in terms of just 20 minutes of selling the popcorn. And it's amazing, the folks that received it, they called me back and said, hey, that is really some good stuff. So if you're a popcorn eater, you want to take advantage of that. It's in fact, it's running right now. So if you're interested in supporting our fundraiser, it'll be running for the next 3.5 days. If you would like to be on the team to sell, please give me a call if you're out there in Zoom or Facebook or YouTube. Give me a call at 314-604-3517, and I'll look at making you a part of our team. Or if you just want to purchase the popcorn, call that same number and I'll send you out the link in order for you to take advantage of it.
What is that number again?
314-604-3517. Okay, so I'm just going to speak about that now. We're just working on the popcorn for this round of fundraising. We're looking at a big event coming up in the spring. We'll speak to that a little bit later in the year, about 1st of January. We're going to be doing it in conjunction with the farmers market. It's going to be an exciting time. So please join us on the popcorn sale. If you happen to be a team member and you haven't gotten your pop-up set up yet, please get it to me as soon as you can. We have 3 more days. We want to take full advantage of it. Uhuru.
I just wanted to say that comment, Gregory, a part of what he was mentioning about being able to take advantage of some of the institutional means by which the ruling class, raises resources and investigating that. Comment Deputy Chair on his name, Chatella, has on the drawing board the 2 things of significance. One is it's a bank of our own that will start like within the movement itself. What is it called? Uhuru Wabinki Freedom Bank. And the other thing is to institutionalize bringing different African businesses into a cooperative kind of relationship that is an anti-colonial relationship. And I think it uses the slogan something like buy Black power. I mean, everybody said buy Black, we say buy Black power. So, and it's really important to say this because there are some who would say that African movements, revolutionary organizations, are running businesses somehow a capitalist business. But the fact is that the capitalists own and control the means of production. And at the time where the working class takes control of ownership of the means of production, it's no longer capitalism that we're talking about. It's socialism. That's what helps to define socialism. And of course, the workers have to also control the state itself. And so anyway, that's what we're working toward. I just wanted to mention those things, coming Gregory, especially the Uhuru Wabinki, which is, moving us toward having our own banking relationships. And it's back to the Homer G. Phillips question again. Yeah. And come at Makeda 1 or 2 weeks ago, talked about susus, which, are you familiar with susus, Gregory?
I believe that if it's, I've seen some similar things to Koreans doing.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it's where Africans and I've come familiar with it through a Caribbean community where people put their resources together and then 1 week or 1 month, everybody gets the pot. And everybody continue to put it in, the next week and next month, everybody gets the pot. So you can raise a certain amount of money. You might not have enough money to do something that you need to do. And this can be true in our organizations too. But we participate here and we got a big pot and we can do this. And so anyway, Uhuru.
Uhuru. I know you're trying to get the numbers of schools. St. Louis closing. I think it's 27 schools.
Yeah.
When you was mentioning what was it? I know 1893 Hawaii, St. Louis deposed the Hawaiian queen. I believe that was for sugar. But if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it 1911 with Honduras saying the banana man took over?
I mean, I know that
Yeah.
that's where I didn't think it was Argentina, but I didn't think it was Argentina, where there was United Fruit. It was one of those. That's where the
Right.
whole concept of Banana
Yeah.
Republic comes from.
Yep. Saying the banana man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uhuru. Okay. Well, we taking on down. We taking on down close to the current move. You know what time current move mean. You know it's but what's up, security? But without further ado, can we bring 4 feet down for the call to membership and resources? Uhuru. And that's where you get a chance to participate.
Wait, leg two?
Yeah,
Africa.
he's very late too.
Uhuru. You know, like I said, everything is relevant in life. And the one thing that is most relevant in life is the revolution. This will will bring together everything that has been done in the past to be reconciled and corrected for us now and in the future. That means liberation begins with, no, it began a long time ago, but it will be completed through us working as a unit. One person cannot overturn the whole world, but a unit of people with the same goal will make it happen. And with that, I'm going to say our goal today is $75. We want to continue this work. We will continue this work. Don't get me wrong. We will continue this work, but to make it more widespread and to bring other people into this people into the movement, we need to continue to work and make phone calls, send out emails, keep the electricity on, keep it warm when it's cold outside, and keep it cool when it's hot outside. Our resources go back into the community. And with 75, if you got $75 and want me to sit down so we can eat, bring it up now, hold your hand up, or put it in the chat, or go online to Cash App, $InPDUM, put your donation into the bucket so we can count it. Go to InPDUM.org/donate. This will also be put into the bucket so we can gain our $75. I'm gonna put $10 in, and we won't stop at 75 when we reach it. So let's get there and go past it. If you have a $10 bill and you want to put it in to be counted, go to one of those places online, or bring us a $10 bill here. You can go online or you can pay it in cash. Like I said, mine is gonna be online. With that being said, if you're not a member of the organization to bring peace, reparation, and liberation to the African nation, I said the African nation because we're larger than the Sunday rally here in St. Louis. We are a international organization. And with that being said, we take care of our brothers and sisters where they can who cannot be taken care of. But you better believe it's not charity. They are working, they are doing what we're doing, and sometimes they may need $1 or two. But you know what? They're earning it every day by growing this organization. Now, with that being said, become a member of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement. Go to the website at InPDUM, InPDUM.org/join today. Become a member at $10 a month if you are a student or you're unemployed. Now that $10 a month, $10 a month gives you the same rights as a lifetime member. Once a member is a member. So annually, that is $10 a month. If you are behind the enemy line and you've been caught with lies and put into restriction, I'm talking about the brothers and sisters behind bars. It is a $5 membership. If you want to sponsor somebody that is behind enemy lines, and you know we all know or we have or we love someone that is in that position. So they will be ready to fight the fight for their freedom and the rest of the nation's freedom. Give them give them a membership, and they will get a burning spear to share amongst themselves and all that are willing to read it where they are. Okay, that is a membership that is $5. Okay, $5, and what you're doing is you saving their life and you saving their loved one's life, because when they get out, they want to know what's happening in these streets. They want to know how it's different and what's the same. So this burning spear will give them that knowledge. So with that, I'm going to say, join the regular, I'm sorry, I forgot all about the regular membership. That's $25 a year. Did I say everything was a month?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you pay that $5 or you pay that $10 or you pay that $25, that's for a year. I'm sorry, it is not a month. It is for a year. That means for that 12 months from the time you send it off, you are a member of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement. And that gives you the right to have a voice, to have a vote, to get out and say, this is what I want to do. Bring other people. You know what? You got a brother, you got a sister, whether they be blood or friends. You know, there's somebody you care like that. Bring them into the fight, because you know what? If it's 2 or 3 of you, that's better than you out there by yourself. Okay? Make it a family affair. Bring your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your grandma, your grandpa. Everybody has been colonized from birth. Wake them up, tell them to get out and do something. This is the last thing I'll say. To be woke means nothing if you do nothing. You've got to put action behind what you think, what you feel, and what you want to see change. Be that change, but be the correct change, and learn political education, because you'll never get it in your school or their school that you've been taken to or gone through or you're in now. Learn political education, and then you'll know how to move. Okay? Uhuru. I will be back with the goal, with our total, okay? Uhuru? Uhuru. Fight back.
Fight back. And I think we got the a lifetime, for $1,000. Or if you just want to sustain us, you can go ahead and do it. Folks, we said it, $5, $10, 15, however. We got our sustainers, you know what I'm saying? So we want to appreciate giving. So right now we're gonna go forward with our announcements. Uhuru. We're gonna go forward with our there you go. There you go. Okay, we got our December. And usually I do this at the beginning. My fault. Is there anybody birthdays in December in here? No, no. Okay, well, I want to wish everyone in the movement that's birthdays is in the December. Uhuru. Now, speaking of December, we having a clothing drive here at 4101 West Florissant, starting Sunday, December 14th through Friday, December 19th. To be more precise, 3 o'clock Sunday, right here at the Sunday Rally through 5 is when we do our kickoff, and they're gonna go all the way through Friday. Uh, uh, See, I'm seeing that arrow and it look like it's throwing me off. I'm sorry. Let me make one more correction. There's 2 days we have an correction. It's not every single day. It's 2 days. Sunday, December 14th, 3 and through 5, and Friday, December 19th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, you can visit us at STL at annual.u.org. I'm sorry, annualuhuru.org, or call us at 314-380-8014. Once again, contact us at 314-380-8014. And 4 ways you can bring clothes to exchange for ours, swap. You can redeem your vouchers for a bag of clothes. You can bring your own bag and fill it up for $5. Uh, you need to be in persons. You need to be in persons. But Uhuru. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Next. Okay. The Burning Spear. You can order today at the burningspirit.store or subscribe at theburningspirit.com/subscribe. We know we got some update papers down at the table. Be sure to grab you one on the way out. It's just $1. And that's how we give our people, this how we keep them alert to what's going on in our community across the globe. And this also how we keep folks politically educated. So you can either, like I said, subscribe or buy you a bundle of paper, and it could be an economic things for yourself. You understand? Next, each and every Thursday, we got our international president right here, Luca Day, and we know each and every Thursday he will be teaching the RNDP studies at 7 p.m. on Zoom and Facebook. You can register at tinyurl.com/RNDP studies. Remember? Okay, last but not least, how can you help build the Sunday rally? You can volunteer at the sign man table. You can organize caramel. You can distribute leaflets and posters, join an AV team, and you can do security for meetings. If you have skills, please bring it. If you don't, it doesn't matter because we will train you. Understand? But the most important thing, you have to bring yourself. Have to bring yourself. Right now we finna bring folk feedback up. Well, that will conclude our announcements for today. And we will bring folk. Oh,
King, don't you need to announce about the upcoming plenary?
Okay, it's a couple of things I see we had to forget. The up and coming plenary, King A fit to come up on. I see we didn't have our slide. I forgot to mention that we started our flag raising and lowering ceremony this Wednesday. If we can have folks meet up here, uh, we know that folks, I want to do that early today, but we know folks will have school, so work, should I say. So if you can meet up around 6 o'clock, they give you enough time to get off of work and come on over here for the one-on-one West Florissant on Wednesdays, and we're gonna lower the flags. Then Sunday, when we come here for the Sunday rallies, we're gonna turn around and have a flag ceremony where the African people see us raising the flag in our community. Uhuru. So, like I said, our flag raising ceremony will begin this Wednesday, coming up at 6 o'clock. And then we feel to bring Fofi up to tell us what we raised and what we having for Kerma. Uhuru.
Okay, but I think we can.
Hello.
Also, King.
Uhuru, I want to thank each and every one of you, those online and those in the house. We raised not $75, we raised $100. And we want to thank you very, very much. And know that it always go back into the community. We have for Karamu today, we have a vegetable soup and we have a vegetable bean soup and all the other things that go with it. I want to say thank you for bringing the Karamu along with you, because what we give is what you bring. So if you want something special, then you need to contact us at we'll be contacting you because we usually send it out once a week. Next week we'll have chicken. And the fixing to go with it. Okay? So be looking and you'll be getting emails with the menu. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're gonna since we don't have no cameraman, we're gonna bring King A up to the mic. Then following King A, we want to bring Chairman up to close us out. Or do we want to bring Luca Day, our international president, to close us out? Okay, so after King A come in, we want to bring our comrade up to close us out for the day. Uhuru? Uhuru.
No, you can.
Uhuru. And for those of you in the audience and those that are watching online, you can see that on April 17th through the 19th of 2026, the African People's Socialist Party will be hosting its plenary. And I don't remember if this is the third plenary I don't remember. Anyway, the theme of next year's plenary is "This Time Till It's Won, Power in Our Own Hands." It's not just Trump, it's the whole damn system. So I'm encouraging everyone to follow the apspuhuru.org website, follow the African People's Socialist Party website for the launching so that you can prepare making your arrangements now. It's not too early to start checking airfares, train fares, organizing in your particular areas. Those of you that are watching, many of you are members of the Uhuru movement in some capacity. Reach out in your area and say, hey, I plan to be there. And actually, April's a great time to be in St. Louis. The weather is just beginning to change. So plan on making your arrangements, follow the website, and get here to St. Louis, April 17th through the 19th of 2026. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Well, I want to first express my appreciation to everyone that's here, and as well as a salute to Chairman Mulan Chatella, who is my leadership and the leadership um, a chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, of whom InPDUM is the mass organization of. I do want to also say that please, 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 before you leave, do grab some of the Sunday rally flyers that we have out on the table. Comrade Sister Carol has been working so hard throughout this rally, cutting up the Sunday rally so that Sunday rally flyers so that they can be distributed in the communities, in the schools, and on the job sites and things like that. So please do take some with you to distribute. Next time that you are here, please do bring a friend. Please do bring a relative, a family member, whoever you can get. Pull them in to this rally. This rally is for them as much as it is for each of us that are here. So that being said, folks are getting hungry. I think this was a magnificent Sunday rally. I want to salute to the local InPDUM president, Comrade President Westbrook, for emceeing in this rally. And please do find your place in these Sunday rallies. Have something to do. There's a lot for you to do. And as spoken of before. With that being said, let's eat. Uhuru.